They all came and said, Sister, let me tell you, I'm putting it. We like this person. He's gentle. Don't reject him. I say, are you people choosing for me because we are so close? Yes. Are you choosing for me? I said, I'm not decided. But when I saw the ring, I said, I think this is my choice. Even when I told my mother, I said, of all the people, you say this one. Because he was just coming barefoot with slippers, with whatever. He has nothing. He looks so wretched, but that's my choice. And then it looked like it was a play. We went back to school. Was in final year according to him. Lagos to this place. Myself, we had the window was to CKC who was not CKC. It was what they call it CKC. And my father being there, they said we are all going back to school during the war. That was 1968. We all went back to school until after the war. So it's like we didn't miss much. So I went back to camps, and then during my final year, because of the war, we didn't miss class. Then it was that year he came and said they are doing knocking. That's what you call it in Africa. You put down some wine and say this person is staying for me, so nobody else will come. It's not like you are engaged. That was it. He went back and started his own degree course and also. Then we continued like that until 1974. We got married when they followed.
Professor P.N. Okeke is now a distinguished professor of physics in Nigeria, the director of National Center for Basic Space Science in Nsukka, and a member of Technical Advisory Board of NASRDA Abuja. But before this, after his PhD, he carried out his postdoctoral research in the University of Cambridge, United Kingdom, in 1979 under the supervision of very distinguished astronomer Professor M.J. Rees. He rose to the rank of a professor and leader of Space Research Center, University of Nigeria in 1989. He tackled many challenging problems in astronomy and collaborated with researchers worldwide to become a distinguished international scholar. This led to a series of international awards. We mention a few: visiting scientists Harvard's Smithsonian Center, USA 1997, Senior Research Fellow, National Astronomical Observatory, Tokyo, Japan, 1993. Visiting Scientist, University of Tübingen, Germany, 1995. Visiting Professor, South African Astronomical Observatory, 1996. External Board Member appointment by South African National Science Foundation, 1994 to 2000.
He attracted the National Center for Basic Space Science into the University of Nigeria. The mandate of the center is to coordinate research activities in the country in all areas of basic space science. This center was commissioned in July 2004 by the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology. Plans are underway for the center to move to a permanent site. Okeke attracted huge funds for the construction of the largest radio telescope in Africa. The construction is currently going on in China in collaboration with Professor P.N. Okeke's research students. This instrument will be installed in Omakashi, Nsukka. Through the efforts of P.N. Okeke, the National Meteorological Agency, NIMET, Abuja, has currently entered into collaboration ventures with the University of Nigeria. In March 15, 2005, NIMET installed in the university a complete automatic weather station for meteorological research. This was followed by the setting up of a network of 20 climatic and environmental research stations in the country. The research program is coordinated by P.N. Okeke.
From the time of Okeke, when we wanted to put 10-meter radio telescope up here, we got the dish dismantled from the University of California, brought it here, then went to India, fabricated the receiver, installed it successfully, and it was cannibalized. I left it, so they continued until that telescope was finished. Then we left it. Then I said, let me find somewhere here which is out of the student zone. And that is the side outside there where we want to site the largest telescope in Africa. The Japanese and Chinese won the contract to make this short. They have told me it takes half of the money designing it. Then after designing, you send it to different parts of the world to approve. The only thing they advise us that we have to do some parts which we didn't include before for the what they call African BLBR network, so that we can be a company. Not a common was released to continue this project, and the company abandoned it. I did everything possible for the past 4 years to see that telescope continue the production. Each time they put money, we go to cash it. It's not cash it. But in the last year, all the money we did, half of the money we couldn't get it. Because of the method of release of funds.
Professor P.N. Okeke has recently signed MOU with several countries for various research programs, and over 20 scientists from Nigeria have received training under these MOUs. National Astronomical Observatory, NOA, Japan; South African Astronomical Observatory, Cape Town; Hart's RAO Observatory, South Africa; Harvard-Smithsonian Center, United States of America; University of Delaware, United States of America; Altachi, China. He has written 15 books in physics and astronomy at both secondary school and tertiary levels. These books are today the most popular in Nigeria and some African countries.
Yeah, one of the books that created one of the my interesting book is Senior Secondary Physics, originally with Anyako, and now with FN Okeke and all that, the revised edition. Then you have a chain of other ones by Macmillan, and the Longman series are there, using a different style of writing. And we now haven't exhausted what we want in the secondary school. We have moved over to produce what I consider one of the greatest achievements, a book for the university of physics. A book that anybody who wants physics, book 1 and 2, is called University Physics, book 1 and 2. By the time you read it, you have all the physics of Earth is exhausted. So it covers what you need to know. And this is a book I'm very proud of because it's printed abroad, published by African Affairs, but authored with the Chinese, and we are very proud of it. Also, I'm the first person that wrote a book in astronomy, Introduction to Astronomy. But I'm the first person in Africa that waded into writing a book in astronomy. And this is now being revised. A new edition will be published soon. Down to this place is all my books. Some of them are revised editions. And Longman, Wiley, African Affairs, Spectrum. These are my published editions. It's quite a lot. And sometimes I begin to imagine whether I'm the person who wrote all this.
In the University of Nigeria, Professor P.N. Okeke proved to be a sound administrator. He served as the head of Department of Physics and Astronomy between 1988 to 1992 and 1996 to 1997, Dean of Faculty of Physical Science 1999 to 2002, Chairman, Sports Council, Chairman ICT, and Chairman Strategic Contacts Committee. In June 2007, at the meeting of World Workshop in Space Science jointly sponsored by United Nations Outer Space UN, European Space Agency ESA and NASA, Professor P.N. Okeke was the recipient of the African Continent Merit Award for his contributions in astronomy and space science in Africa. Other recipients include one from Japan, another from UK, and one from USA.
He is a Fellow of Royal Astronomical Society, London, Fellow of Nigerian Academy of Science, Fellow of Nigerian Institute of Physics, Fellow of Planetary and Radio Science, IAU, and United Nations Consultant in Space Science in Africa, and member of Technical Advisory Board of NASRDA. In the course of his dedicated research, he made a number of outstanding discoveries: discovery of a new eclipsing cataclysmic variable, prediction of observational consequences of mini black hole, proposed of a nuclear beam model in radio sources, an immense contribution in astrophysical spectral studies.
Professor P.N. Okeke had two major academic ambitions, namely, to pioneer basic space science research programs in Africa and Nigeria, in particular through sound postgraduate programs and attraction of research facilities to our university. 2. To reform and simplify the learning and teaching of physics in secondary and tertiary institutions in Nigeria.
If I start to speak about his achievement here, I think we will not go here. It will take me about 5 hours speaking about him. I'm very happy to follow his footsteps. I don't even know whether I can beat him. He's a big shoes. But Almighty God will give us the grace.
In recent times, I've not met a man that is a writer of writer and an incredible man in quotes that is even beyond the imagination of any young person. It takes an ordinary man not to recognize that there's wave going through the Okeke. So, but I thank God that I'm not an ordinary man. I was able to distinguish that, and I was able to, one, align with him, 2, recognize him, 3, acknowledge him, 4, worship him. At the end of the day, he's another.
P.N. Okeke is a distinguished physicist and a very humble person. Right from the time we were in the secondary school, I don't know if you know about his book, one of his books that are one of the main tests used in the secondary school. That was the time we started hearing about P.N. Okeke. Some of us gained admission into the university and we saw him live. And since that time, my family has been associating with his family.